Thornley pull up, good. Battle tees it up.
A lot of great moments for Penn State this year, but just wasn't quite enough. And the strength of schedule probably what did them in. An RPI of 70, strength of schedule of 91. Penn State does not make it to the NCAA field. Remember, since the field expanded to 64, of course, now it's 65. Back in 1985, 110 Big Ten teams that were eligible for the NCAA tournament. 107 of those 110 that won at least 10 games in the conference made it to the NCAA tournament. So only 3 that had a resume similar to Penn State in terms of the wins in the conference had made it to the NCAA tournament. 107 of 110 made it. 3 of those 110 didn't. And of those teams that had at least 10 conference wins, Jimmy, and had won 1 game in the conference tournament, at least 1, as Penn State did, they had all made it. But the Nittany Lions left out. What's your reaction?
Disappointment, because I really like that Nittany Lions team. I thought they had a lot of talent, but it goes back to this. Your non-conference schedule can make up for a lot of sins or things you don't do well during the season. If you have a good non-conference schedule, you play some quality teams, you win. If you go through your conference schedule and drop some, you have something to fall back on. But when you're in your conference schedule and you lose a game against Iowa, a game that you should win, when you go to the Big Ten tournament and really don't play well against Purdue, you have no backing right there. And I think the fate was in the Nittany Lions' hand, and they didn't really take care of business when they needed to. It's a tough pill to swallow, but that's the reality of when you don't win games you're supposed to win.
Yeah, it's tough. You look at that game going to Iowa, and obviously it was tough travel for them. They had only 1 day off for that game, but maybe you win that game with 11 wins. It'd be really tough to have kept Penn State out. Again, though, a lot of it, the seeds of this were sown early on in the year, as you said, with that non-conference schedule. Obviously a disappointing day for Ed DeChellis. Kind enough, though, to take a few moments with our Shireen Sasky.
Well, this season, Coach Ed DeChellis led the Penn State Nittany Lions to their second-best win total in program history. Unfortunately, Coach, not enough to make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, it's very disappointing, but I think this time of the year, and somebody's disappointed every year, and somebody feels like they've been left out, and when we feel like we've been left out this year. But committee has a tough job. And, I congratulate all the other Big Ten teams that were able to make the field. And, we've got to regroup and get ready for next season.
Big Ten Conference getting 7 teams into the tournament. A lot of people thought maybe it would be 8, but unfortunately that wasn't to be. Was it because of your strength of schedule, do you think you didn't get in?
I'm not really sure what it is. Maybe some of that. When I look at the numbers, we've got 4 wins over the top 25 in the country, and I think there's only 2 other teams in the field that have done that. We got 6 wins over the top 50 RPI and so forth, but we maybe need 1 more win, or we need somebody else to lose. I think the things that happened the last 2 or 3 days didn't help our cause at all. When some other teams won, and that's good for them. But when that happens and somebody makes a run through their conference tournaments and not expected, then other teams suffer.
So that is Ed DeChellis. What did you think of what he had to say?
Well, really, they're close. You can be disappointed, but you're really close. Take a page out of what the Buckeyes did last year. They were disappointed by not going. They went to the NIT, handled their business. Young guys got a chance to play. They came back stronger, better. That is a template right there that you can use.
Yeah, almost certainly going to make the NIT, Penn State. We do not have the NIT field yet. As of right now, it has not been announced. But we would assume Penn State, probably Northwestern, both making the NIT. Obviously, more on that coming up later tonight on Big Ten tonight. Let's get some more reaction, though, from State College. Shireen now with Jamel Cornley.
Thanks. Well, unfortunately for Penn State, their bubble has burst. And Jamel, how tough is this for you? This was your last chance to go to the tournament. Unfortunately, it's not meant to be.
It's very tough. I think all of us, my entire team, really had a very fun and exciting game. We really thought we had a chance, but it happens. And I just want to congratulate every team that made it. Those that were on the bubble and were able to get into the tournament. Best of luck. I'm sorry, and that's that.
Where do you think you guys fell short? Was it the strength of schedule?
Well, it could have been, but you never know. You never know what the committee is thinking, and it was out of our control. And I think our coaching staff did a great job of trying to put us in a proper position to get into the NCAA tournament. I think that they tried to schedule as best as possible, but things happen for a reason.
As you take a look at your teammates and how disappointed everybody is. How do you pull this together and move forward, because there is still building to go? You got the NIT and also the future for the younger players.
Well, I think it was important that we all got together and really watched it. I really wanted to make sure that the team watched it in or out, and I think it allowed the underclassmen to understand the feelings and the emotions that go into this, and we wanted to make sure that everybody was on the same page. But we've got to make sure that we come in and practice tomorrow and with a different mindset and try to get to Madison Square Garden.